disguise is too weak. I need something stronger.
Most satisfactory. Our mighty forces have defeated the evil Maya.
True, her magic is almost worthless here in the Forgotten Lands. But what I'm wondering is why she came here in the first place.
You don't have to be a genius to figure that out.
No, you don't. Obviously, she came here harboring some plan against the young prince.
I think her only reason was to find out if I'm really here in the Forgotten Lands. In any case, she didn't see me.
Oh, well, that at least is one piece of good news.
It was really weird to see her face changing back and forth like that. But who is this Maya, anyway? What is she trying to accomplish? Why do you all seem so scared of her? I think it's high time you told me something about her.
Maya is the most evil of the forces of evil, Rackle. She's the link that holds them all together, and your fiercest enemy.
She is.
Well, listen to me, Rackle. Even though you'll have the power, killing her will be of no use at all.
Isn't getting rid of her the only way to solve the problem?
Oh, believe me, there's something far more important. What you're going to have to do is find out what her secrets are.
How can she be so powerful if she's running away like a frightened puppy?
I'm curious to know one thing. Since she came here, she obviously knew that Rackle is here. But how did she ever find out?
Birds, of course. They're hopeless chatterboxes.
Lord Chaka! We don't seem able to inflict any wounds on Maya. It looks like she's too strong for that. But we are managing to head her toward the border.
You must push her beyond the border, no matter what it costs.
Yes, Lord Chaka.
Wait! Come back! Listen carefully. I have a better idea. If it's at all possible, I want you to push her into the lake.
Into the lake? I think we can do that.
That will squelch any plans she has about paying us a return visit in the near future.
Consider it done.
Let's go make sure she really gets pushed into the lake.
There's something on your mind. What is it?
I was wondering why you brought up the subject of gossiping birds back there.
I can't really say, Cordell. All I know is that I keep on thinking of lots of strange things I don't even know about.
What kind of strange thoughts? Tell me more.
Well, all of a sudden I know answers to questions that no one has ever asked me.
That's wonderful. It means that one of your powers is emerging. Just wait, Rackle. You'll see how useful that's going to be for all of us.
Do you really mean that?
I certainly do. Now tell me more about those birds. I'm very curious.
Well, I'm not really...
Hey, you two.
Huh?
There's a sight here you shouldn't miss. Come take a look.
Go ahead. Finish what you were saying.
Well, I saw a bird. A big, ugly vulture. And it was talking with a woman.
Rackle, did you say a woman?
Might have been... Yes, I think it was Maya. Anyway, the vulture was telling her that the birds see everything that goes on here. Then they tell it to other birds, and that's how the news gets spread out.
Curses. That can only mean that somewhere on the perimeter there's a weak point in the camouflage that protects the Forgotten Lands. Chaka, I've discovered something very important. We have to take steps immediately.
Okay, it's my turn to hide.
This'll be a lesson Maya won't forget in a hurry.
Hey, Rackle, come on! You're missing the show!
Goodbye.
Rackle, look. The forces of the Forgotten Lands are deployed at their best.
Indeed. Tornadoes!
Let's go see what all the noise is about.
Let's go!
That should take care of that witch for a while.
Those little dinosaurs are really brave, aren't they?
Indeed. But this is no way to start your first day at school. Come on. Chaka, we absolutely have to touch up the top level of the camouflage.
I was thinking the same thing myself.
Listen, Cordell, would you mind very much if I stayed here just a little bit longer? I'll catch up with you right away.
All right, but just for a few minutes.
He's acquiring his powers rapidly. That's a good sign.
Maya's arrival shows that the forces of evil are regrouping. We have to be extra careful from now on. What's Rackle doing back there on his own?
Catch up with us.
Use your head, Cordal. He mustn't be left here alone. Have you taken leave of your senses? You can't be too careful. You never know where danger may be lurking.
Oh, keep your shirt on, will you, my Ellen? All he wants to do is meet those dinosaur kids who are playing down there.
What? Those good-for-nothings? They're just a bunch of young thugs who play hooky every day. The fine education you're giving, Rackle.
Oh, come on. Those kids are heroes who took up arms to defend their country against Maya.
So their particular field of study is roughhousing.
They should have your gratitude, not your scorn.
Cordal, Myelin, I want you to quit this constant bickering. We have to keep an eye on the prince. While we were talking, he'd left the bridge, and now he's going down those steps.
What does that foolish child think he's doing?
He's going to meet the gang of young roughhousing thugs.
This'll do for a sword. And off we go.
Does he think life is one long recess?
Come along, my Ellen. Let's go see what can be done about that top layer of camouflage.
Looks like we're good for something after all.
Well, at least a couple of rabbits think so.
Your Majesty.
Sir Sean, you're all right, I hope. The fairies just this moment told me of your noble act of heroism, and I came to thank you personally from the bottom of my heart.
Your Majesty, you do me too much honor. I was simply carrying out my duty, nothing else.
My husband and I will be eternally grateful to you.
Oh, no. I could not allow this library to be destroyed by the forces of evil. Why, in here, there might be a document that will help us in our war against them.
The king and I would like to find some way of showing you our gratitude, Sir Sean.
Oh, no, Your Majesty, no. But I would ask if it were possible for another look at Princess Kindra.
How very sweet of you. Of course you may see her.
You must promulgate that edict, Your Majesty.
An edict? What good would that do?
We must do everything within our power to prevent this tragedy.
I see. And just exactly how would you word this edict I'm to promulgate, Prince Birion?
Tell us, sire.
Well, it's simple, Your Majesty. You must forbid your subjects to use spinning wheels.
That's not possible, sire.
Out of the question. Totally absurd.
I strongly object on constitutional grounds.
Your advice is wise, Prince Birion, but how can I possibly ask all my subjects to make such a sacrifice?
Your Majesty, it's to save your daughter.
But the implications are terrible. No more spinning wheels means no more carding wool, no more clothes. The clothes we need to keep warm.
No problem, sire. My principality and your kingdom have existed side by side in harmony and full cooperation since the beginning of time. I know I don't have to remind you that the future of the Princess Kindra is of prime importance for all of us. Therefore, we will provide you and your subjects with all the wool you need. It won't be difficult, I assure you. We'll do it in secret, in an inaccessible place within my boundaries. And that should settle the problem nicely.
Prince Birion, I am overcome with gratitude and cannot find the words to thank you.
I believe I can help you there, Your Majesty. The words you're looking for are the ones that will be promulgated in that edict. I think you'll agree with me that the king has given his tacit consent, Sidney.
Oh, yes, indeed, Prince. He most certainly has.
I feel much better knowing that it'll be promulgated today. Sir Sean, where are you? Sir Sean, it's time we got back to the forest. If you can tear yourself away from your avuncular canoodling.
Of course, Your Highness. Thank you, Your Majesty.
Thank you, Sir Sean. The kingdom will be speaking of your heroism for generations to come.
I was just doing my duty, Your Majesty. By your leave.
Farewell, a safe journey.
Thanks, Your Highness. Sir Sean, your uniform.
But Your Highness...
Never mind, I understand perfectly. Come on, it's time we left.
With your permission, Your Majesty.
By the way, Your Majesty, I almost forgot. I've had the entire contents of your library taken to the forest.
I'm sorry, what was that, Prince Birion?
I've had the contents of your library taken to the forest for safekeeping, Your Majesty. But you'll get it back as soon as I've made a copy of everything. That way, we won't run the risk of losing precious information. My scribes are at work already.
Be it known that on this day His Glorious Majesty has sent forth the following edict. In order to guarantee the future well-being of the Princess Kindra, all of His Majesty's loyal subjects are hereby ordered to burn their spinning wheels. Furthermore, it is expressly forbidden to build or buy new ones. The punishment for any transgressors will be severe. And lastly, be it known that our dear friends and neighbors, the denizens of the forest, have generously undertaken to supply us with all the wool we need for our clothing.
Friends, hello!
You think it's really dead? We better check.
What was all that noise? Chaka?
Maybe our little princess in
Right
trouble.
here. I'll go see.
It's not going to end here, you little fool! I'll find you again! And destroy you!
Where's Maya? I'm gonna kill her! Yeah! Or did I already? Oh! Now I remember it all!
That's enough, come on! Wait a second, why do you all know me? How do you know my name?
Oh, everybody in the Forgotten Lands knows about you!
We knew all about you long before you even got here. But we never thought we'd meet you so informally. I never thought that Chaka, Milo, and Corda would leave you alone like this.
Especially Mile and that old worrywart.
Education, my lads, education above all else. Remember that as you wander the difficult road of life.
I really hope we can all become great friends.
Look.
After due deliberation, you have been nominated and elected president of our club.